Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece on why only bad poems go viral. It's a provocative claim, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's counterintuitive. You'd think the best, most impactful poems would be the ones that spread like wildfire. But this article argues that virality is actually linked to specific, almost formulaic, qualities that make a poem both loved and hated. Intriguing.
Exactly. The author identifies 6 key traits that seem to predict a poem's viral trajectory. First, there's the juxtaposition of mundane details with profound themes. Think prescription drugs alongside existential angst. It's a clever technique, but it also risks alienating readers who find it jarring or trivializing.
I see. So it's a double-edged sword. The unexpected combination grabs attention, but it can also be off-putting. What are some of the other traits?
Well, the use of contemporary forms like free verse or spoken word is another one. While accessible to some, it can feel like not real poetry to those accustomed to more traditional forms. It's a generational thing, too.
Right, a generational divide. And then there's the political aspect. The article suggests that poems often align with specific ideologies, leading to in-group sharing and out-group backlash. The poem's artistic merit becomes secondary to its political function. That's a powerful point.
Absolutely. It's almost like the poem becomes a tribal signal. Then there's the moral or therapeutic takeaway. Poems that offer explicit lessons or revelations can be inspiring to some, but preachy to others. It's a fine line to walk. And then there's the cringe factor. Poems that are overly sentimental can be both loved and ridiculed.
So essentially, the recipe for a viral poem involves a potent mix of accessibility and provocation, often with a strong political or emotional undercurrent. It's almost like a perfect storm of factors. But isn't this analysis a bit reductive? Doesn't it oversimplify the complexities of artistic merit?
That's a valid criticism. The article acknowledges that it's a simplification, but it argues that these factors reliably predict viral success, regardless of the poem's inherent quality. It's not saying that all viral poems are bad, but that the very act of going viral can distort our judgment. Interesting, right?
It is. The article also points out the difference between platforms. On Instagram, the visual element seems to mitigate the negative reactions that are common on Twitter. The quote tweet function on Twitter practically invites harsh criticism.
Precisely. The platform itself shapes our engagement with art. The article concludes that our focus on online discourse has overshadowed the quiet, contemplative appreciation of poetry. We're less interested in the poem itself and more interested in participating in the online conversation it generates. A sobering thought.
It really is. It makes you think about how social media algorithms are shaping our aesthetic experiences, and not necessarily for the better. It's a fascinating and somewhat depressing analysis of the intersection of art and the internet. I see.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that the metrics of social media don't always align with genuine artistic merit, and that sometimes the best way to appreciate a poem is to simply sit with it, away from the noise of the internet. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you enjoyed this discussion. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.